living in poverty. Your schools are no good. You have no jobs. 58% of your youth is unemployed. What the hell do you have to lose?
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I feel that it's only right that I post a video about the current events that's going on here in America, well, around the world now, concerning George Floyd and the other lives that's been taken by police brutality, that's been taken by racist people, and that's lost their lives, whether that's died or in jail, for just being black. It's a sad time for me because I think about my 4 black nephews. They're young. They range from the ages of 10 to 6. I think about them in the world that they're gonna have to deal with if things don't change. I noticed that a lot of people are now paying attention to the looting and rioting of the protesters, and I'm just here to say that that's not the main focus. We need to focus on the root of the problem causing these issues. We need to focus on the social inequalities that when I say they, I'm talking about people in power, people in the government, people who are in power that are racist and want to keep blacks controlless or small and down below. They have solutions, but they choose not to do them. They choose to have the individualistic approach, to where it's about them, people with money, and not care about the people at the bottom.
You're living in poverty. Your schools are no good. You have no jobs. 58% of your youth is unemployed. What the hell do you have to lose?
Here in America, black people have to deal with subpar health care. We have to deal with not getting certain jobs. We have to deal with being racially profiled. We have to deal with discrimination by our names when we turn in our resumes. We have to deal with being charged higher rates. We have to deal with being denied home loans, being denied insurance, a homeowner's insurance, or charge higher rates for that. This wouldn't be America today without us, but yet we get some of the worst treatment here. What I listed just a minute ago are just some of the problems that we have to deal with. But the major problem that we deal with is the high rate of being killed because the color of our skin, especially due to police brutality. It's crazy, and it's what's causing this current movement that you see today on the news. We are aware of the problems, but I'm here to focus on some solutions. Not that they don't know what the solutions are, because they know. But I notice this movement is going on, and I want to make sure we stay abreast of the root of the problems, and we stay abreast on how they could be solved. Because when it comes time for election, we need to be putting the right people in place that have the same thoughts, values, and beliefs as us. So here are a few solutions. One, well, I'm not gonna count them because I'm been on lost count. It's so much work that needs to be done. These are the ones that I have listed. Won't solve everything, but it's a start. We need to adopt a national full employment policy to increase minimum wage so that families can rise above. Right now, we already know that you have whites and you have blacks. Increase funding for better schools to increase education. We need universal health care. We need to increase the grants for higher education. That way, black people and people of color on the bottom have a better chance at living a better life due to being educated more. We need to revisit our teachings in schools where we basically be honest, be transparent about history, about what happened, who black people were, and what they truly contributed to the United States. We need to teach little white and black kids about racial problems, and we need to insinuate that everybody is the same across the board. You were great, you were great, you were great, you were great, you were great. Because your ancestors was great. All your ancestors were great. This is what all your ancestors did. Black and white kids need to know that everybody in history contributed to the world that we live in today. When it comes to healthcare, black people and people of color lives matter. And what I mean by that is, if I'm taking myself to the doctor for a heart, I want to be considered and recommended for a procedure. Don't deny me of a procedure or a surgery because you don't see me as worthy of getting it because of the color of my skin, or because of what type of insurance you think I may have, or because you think I won't be able to pay you. I want the right to live just like anybody else that walk up in the emergency room or anybody else that comes and seek health care. Don't treat nobody any different, period. When we go to buy homes, give us loans just like you give white people. And when we're seeking properties to buy, don't keep certain properties out of the loop because certain people don't want certain people, black people, in their neighborhoods. And banks, stop rejecting our mortgage applications because we come from a certain area or we're trying to buy into a certain area. Stop rejecting our mortgage applications. And insurance companies, don't deny us of homeowners insurance because of the color of our skin, and don't charge us higher rates because of the color of our skin. Don't do that. All these solutions to what they're doing is illegal and it's widespread. Nobody is held accountable for anything. Nobody. We need to make sure that we strengthen certain policies and procedures when it comes to hiring people in certain places, especially in the police department, but also in regular work areas. We need to make sure that we are hiring people who are not racist, who doesn't discriminate, and who has the mindset of wanting to see everybody grow, because sometimes we can get the job, but then we're stuck in certain areas because certain people won't get their feet off our necks. We definitely need to strengthen affirmative action programs. We need to reduce residential segregation. Everybody should be living with everybody. The only way that we're going to learn to cohabitate on this land is if we're really cohabitating. If we're not cohabitating, then we're going to sit and still be segregated, and people going to live in fear of what they think black people may do or what black people may be capable of because of what they done seen on the news. Speaking of the news, stop only sharing what we do on the news. Stop making us the criminals, because we know who the biggest criminals are. We know that the most crimes that are committed are white collar crimes, and we know that the white collar crimes tend to affect more people than small crimes. And when I say small crimes, I'm talking about property crimes and violent crimes. The highest crimes out there are white collar crimes, corporate crimes, corporate financial crimes, and they cost money annually. White collar crimes, $700 billion annually. $700 billion annually. Street crime like the looting and rioting, $20 billion annually. But instead, that's what people choose to focus on when we're talking about the rioting and the looting. $20 billion. $700 billion annually for white collar crimes. 100,000 deaths due to white collar crimes. How many deaths goes to the violence and property crime? 17,000 lives compared to 100,000 lives. Let me make sure, because I wrote this down. Yep. 17,000 lives is due to property and regular violence. That's counting homicide. So, who's the biggest criminals? Is it the minority that's doing petty crimes? Or is it people in higher statuses that's making money, stealing money, and harming the people? Let's focus on that. Also, those white collar crimes tend to get less punishment. I wonder why. Because of who's committing them? Maybe? What you think? Comment below what you think. Why white collar crimes cost the United States $700 billion, kill off 100,000 people annually, but they receive less punishment versus street crime and violence crimes, property crimes? It's less of those, but you get more time for it. Tell me why? Because they know minority are doing the small crimes and they're doing the big crimes, so they're not held accountable. That's another thing. Be fair. Hold the right people accountable. These cops that's killing people, hold them accountable. These people that's being racist and harming black lives, hold them accountable. Don't wait until we have to fuss and argue about what's right and wrong for you to do something about it. Do it as quick as you would do it if it was us. Stop taking your time when it comes to us. Treat us fairly. Basically revisiting the damn judicial system. All that need to be scrapped up. Y'all need to redo it, come up with some new laws or strengthen the laws in place and make sure people are following the laws to the T just as well as you want black people to follow laws to the T. I want to talk about something that I saw on Netflix. There's I guess it's a series called Innocent Files. Is it Innocent Files? Yes, Innocent Files. Season 1, episode was about a guy who was wrongfully accused of killing a cop. The prosecutor in the case coerced everything to get him convicted. Years later, it was determined that the prosecutor withheld information that proved the guy's innocence. The guy was released from jail, but that prosecutor was not held accountable for what he did. At the end of that episode, they shared some light that brought tears to my eyes. I'm gonna read it to you. It says, since 1970, there have been approximately 16,000 findings of where prosecutors performed or misconducted cases. 16,000. 16,000 times a prosecutor has misconducted information on a case dealing with someone being innocent. 16,000 times. And then it said fewer than 2% of these prosecutors have faced public sanctions. Less than 2%. Who's holding these people accountable, and why these people still locked up? Why we still losing our lives in the hands of these people? They shouldn't even be prosecutors. Police shouldn't even be police if they're afraid, if they're so afraid of their lives. They shouldn't be out here. They should not be out here policing if they're racist. Backgrounds need to be done, need to be checked. It needs to be more requirements when it comes to becoming a policeman. According to that show, his prosecutor has yet to be held legally accountable for his actions. So he got away with it. The guy was innocent because the prosecutor had information that said he was innocent. And when they found it out, nothing happened to the prosecutor. Stuff like that. It's things like this. Things like this is what gets us angry, because you know you're doing wrong and it's okay, because you're doing it to the minority. You're beating down on us. You're keeping us down. You're trying to inflict fear into our lives and in our minds. But today, people are speaking up. The unity that I see around the world, all the people protesting in different countries, all the different colored people that's standing up and saying this is not right and it must stop and we need change. I hope our voices are being heard. I hope that it's gonna stick. I hope that they don't try to give us, I hope that they don't try to give us breadcrumbs just to hush us up. I hope that there's some major changes coming. That's all I can say.